All right, welcome, my friends, to the Black Diamond Call for Monday, December 5th. John Lavenia here, calling in live from Park City, Utah. Excited to be here with everybody each week. I know we had a fun conversation last week. I did a little bit of a solo act last week. This week, we're going to have one of my favorite affiliates here inside Digital Altitude who's going to come out and share some of his insights. But before we get to that, let me make a couple announcements. First of all, I'm in Park City, Utah tonight for our annual, well, I guess it's going to be annual. We're still in our first year of business, but we're planning out the entire year of 2017. So I'm here with Michael Force and Mary D. and Dallas and Alan and Jason and Jeremy and all the people behind the scenes, the different department heads who make Digital Altitude run. And so it's an exciting time. I will tell all of our members who are joining us right now on this call that you are in for some spectacular stuff in 2017. I mean spectacular stuff. There is so much great stuff coming down the road for everyone who's here in Digital Altitude now and moving forward into next year. So it's a very auspicious time to be involved with this program. And I can just tell you, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, Michael Force is, I would say, the most generous CEO of a direct sales company that I have ever worked with. This guy goes full class all the way, and he's creating first-class opportunities for everyone here, just nonstop. The guy just doesn't rest. He lives and breathes this stuff. So shout out to Michael Force. You're awesome, man. Glad to have this opportunity to be here and help participate in shaping what's to come with the Digital Altitude community. And one of the first things that you're going to see coming with the Digital Altitude community is our first ever Ascend event. Yes, Ascend is happening in Hawaii. That's going to be March, I believe it's the 6th. You should see an announcement in your email. If you have not yet received that announcement, be sure to look in your inbox and check your different folders, spam, whatever. But we are opening up registrations. I was told that registrations are opening up this week for the Ascend event in March. Exciting times. I know we've got a couple Hawaiians online right now. So, yeah, we're coming to your neck of the woods, or your part of the ocean, I guess I should say, for our first ever Ascend event. It's going to be a blast. And, of course, if you're an Ascend ticket holder, right, you've already purchased your Ascend conference, registrations will be opening up for you if they have not already. So be sure to look for that and register your seats at this upcoming event. So that being said, what we're going to be talking about tonight is something vitally, vitally important and also kind of fun, for anyone who's here in this direct selling space and, working with groups of people. One of the things that has been touted for a long time inside our home-based business, industry or profession is the idea that you can get leverage through the efforts of a group of people rather than trying to do everything yourself, that you could actually have more of a leveraged experience by enrolling other people and training them and getting people into profit in their own businesses. And then, of course, you also make profits. There's percentages and overrides and things like that. And, of course, different companies have different approaches to this. Here inside Digital Altitude, it's a very robust approach where you've got a nice leveraged income where our product line, including things like the Ascend, that conference and the other conferences, and of course Rise and everything else we have, these pay out 60% commissions. That's the total payout. So that's a pretty robust compensation plan. A lot of companies talk about paying out high commissions. Like in MLM, for example, you'll see some compensation plans that claim that it could pay out a very high percentage, but there's also a thing called breakage, where a lot of breakage in compensation plans where you don't really get the leverage, you don't really get, that full payout that the compensation plan is capable of, and that's by design. Well, here in Digital Altitude, it's much more simplified, and you can actually earn these 60% commissions across the product line. Those are broken down across 3 generations. Well, for you to experience that leverage, for you to experience multi-generational income, in other words, you went ahead and enrolled somebody and they wound up making money, and that's your second generation, and they enrolled somebody and they started making money, that's your third generation. You get paid on all of it, right? But for you to actually experience that, you've got to be a bit of a team builder. Now, of course, you've got some nice, advantages here inside Digital Altitude. You've got this coaching platform, right? Let's say that you're a brand new marketer. You're not really sure about this whole, idea of training people or coaching them or getting them up to speed on, working the business and doing the things that you may already know how to do. Maybe you're just not a teacher of that. Well, you've got the coaches to help you with that. We've got traffic coaches. We've got scale-up coaches. We've got setup coaches. We even have welcome coaches. There are people that do a lot of this legwork for you in the background. But I will say that people are still going to, and they should, have a relationship with their sponsors. I know that, when I got started in this industry all those years ago, that I had to wear almost every hat, right? I mean, I wasn't part of like the graphic design department or the legal department or anything like that. And yet I was still wearing multiple hats. Yes, I was a marketer. Yes, I was a salesperson. Yes, I was a trainer. And yes, I was a team builder. And the guy who we're going to have out here tonight, who you've heard a couple of times on The Rise, right? We have our Wednesday broadcasts where we take a topic out of the Rise program and we show you some nuts and bolts training. Okay, well, this guy, he's got two of the most, popular and highly trafficked, Rise episodes that we've ever recorded. And, of course, you can find those recordings. Those are the video recordings. You can find those in the TV menu of your Digital Altitude members site. But we've never had him out on a Black Diamond call. Now, that being said, this is a different format. So for our newer people who are joining us, what you hear on this call are the ideas and the insights and the philosophies of people like myself and other top earners here in the industry and inside Digital Altitude who have gotten to the top. They've gotten to the top of their game. Here are the ideas that we've used to get to the top of our game. So the rules for this call are, first of all, nothing's ever pre-planned or pre-scripted. I asked this guy to join me on the call just a couple hours ago. So no time to make notes, none of that. We want it raw. We want it real. We want it right as it occurs on the street. That's what we do on this call. Okay? So my suggestion is see how these ideas fit into your business, your life, how you can apply these ideas, right? Not just sit around and philosophize about them. As much as I love philosophy, philosophy doesn't make us the money. The application is what makes us the money. So see how you can use these ideas in your business, take what you like and leave the rest. And of course, if we say anything that offends you, you'll get over it. That's just how we roll. We're rolling right now. In fact, this guy rolls in a Ferrari. I can tell you that I've used this guy's example many times when talking to new members that are just discovering our main incentive program that Michael has offered, which is the car allowance, right? And they see, and if you haven't seen this yet, you will when you get to step 11. But we've got this car allowance, you see, and one of the suggested vehicles is a BMW. Well, this guy puts his car allowance towards his Ferrari, right, which gets my respect because I'm Italiano over here. I'm talking to Alfredo Delgado tonight. Alfredo, how are you, sir? Can you hear me? Alfredo, make sure your line is unmuted. I can't hear you, buddy. And make sure you are on the conference on the host code. Let me see if I can grab Alfredo. I may have to unmute you manually. Alfredo, I'm not hearing you. Let's try one more time. Alfredo, can you hear me? Okay, so this is a recurring theme sometimes where hosts are not able to be heard because they've not used the host dial-in code. So give us just a second and we will get Alfredo out here. And all right. Let's see, Alfredo. Are you there, Alfredo?
Yes, do you hear me?
I can hear you now. I had to find you in the list of callers because you are not on the host code. So hello, Alfredo. How's that Ferrari doing, brother?
It's cold. It's in the garage. I miss it.
Oh, yeah, I understand. That's like my Harley. My Harley's parked right now. It's all alone, sitting in the dark.
No, I feel so bad. I just want to put air in the tires for no reason. Just let it sit there.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about team building tonight, Alfredo, and that's one thing you've certainly done. And I will just let me just acknowledge you for a moment here that you've given much. You've given much service here in the Digital Altitude community, not only with your own people that you've personally enrolled and the team that you're growing, but I can tell you other people's teams are growing as well just based on the content that you've offered in the couple of times that we've had you out here on the community calls. And of course, I'm referring to the On the Rise episodes that you volunteered some of your time to produce. So thank you for all you do, my friend. And tonight we're going to hear about how you build such a great enterprise and how you get that leverage and build that team. So I'm excited to hear what you got to say about this.
Oh, man, I thank you so much for having me on. It's funny because you did ask me like a couple of hours ago. I was like, sure, because I don't like being scripted anyway. I heard you mention that at the beginning. I'm not a scripted kind of guy. I'm off the top of the head, off the top of the dome. I feel like it's very easy for me to talk naturally versus trying to write everything down and remember, because when you speak off your head, you speak it from your heart. When you're reading paper, you're just trying to memorize something. So it's a lot more difficult for me. So I love talking off the top of my head. And that's a great topic about team building. And it's kind of ironic that just before the Vegas event, the Las Vegas event, I was working my business. I was building Digital Altitude. I was running more on a data side. And we all know what, well, some of you who might not understand what that means is when you have a data side of business, you're running based off analytics, off of numbers. So if people who know their numbers in this kind of business or any kind of business, you would know how much you're willing to spend on advertising because you know how much a potential prospect or sign-up is worth to you. So people work off those numbers, and that's how they build their business or their organization. So I was doing a little bit of that. I wasn't doing so much of the team building, which it has me to bring this conversation here because it's so important. So I want you guys to start taking notes from this point on, because if I say things that are probably, golden and it just comes out my mouth, hey, it's to your advantage, because I've been known to do that. People start messaging me on Skype and Facebook, like, oh, shut up, you're talking too much. I'm like, hey, listen, that's naturally me, man. I just like to give away the goods. So make sure whatever you're doing, pay attention, get a pen and paper, take some notes, because I will just release some golden nuggets, and I want you guys to implement them. So if that's okay with you, I'm cool with that. So when we came back from Las Vegas, let me tell you this. Events are very, very powerful, okay? So if you had just joined or if you've been with the company for some time and you happen to miss our first event, the MME event in Las Vegas, then make it a priority to get to the next event, okay, which is, I believe, is Orlando. I'm not sure. You guys will find out the details inside the back office and stuff, but make it a point to get to the next event, and I'm going to tell you why. Because whether you're new or whether you're a seasoned veteran marketer, okay, there's always something that you can learn at an event that could take your business to the next level. And I'm going to use myself as an example because I don't care how much income I've earned online. I don't care how long I've been in it. There's always something for me to learn. If you want to continue to earn, you got to continue to learn. So I'm always open to new suggestions, new things, and strategies that can help me take my business to another level. Because in this industry, there always are next levels. There is no capacity. And that's the beauty about making money online and running an organization and business, because there is no capacity to your income. You can literally make as much as you desire, unlike a job which only offers their wages. So with that said, I wanted to bring my business to another level. I want to be one of the top players, the top guys and earners in the company, and I'm going to strive till I get there no matter what. So I was open to actually using a concept that I was slightly missing in my organization, which is team building. Okay, so when I heard some of the speakers speak and I started to listen, I realized how team building played a big role in it. And John, you mentioned this earlier, that magic word is leverage. Okay, I mention this to my team all the time. I said, get used to hearing that word leverage, because the beauty of this business is that it allows you to leverage, okay, efforts from everyone, and you'll be able to earn. And you know how you can do that is by becoming a great team builder. Okay, because anybody can build a business running numbers and using analytics, and 1 and 1 always equals 2. But team building is a whole different concept and takes a whole different skill set that I highly recommend that you start to learn if you're not implementing it already. Everybody here, okay, should have the goal of becoming a leader, okay, because when you bring people into your business, all right, that's in addition to your business, right? It's kind of like a straight line. But what happens is when you start to bring in leaders, okay, the leaders start to multiply your organization. Okay, you don't want to just have a straight line of just, people just doing, whatever they're going to do. You want people who are going to help you run your organization. because that's when you start to have leverage. Put it like this. If I could find 4 of me, if I could find 4 Alfredo Delgados just like me, I wouldn't have to work because I got 4 people just like myself building my organization for me. And that's called leverage. And that's where you actually get to sit back with your laptop at the beach and enjoy life. Now, I don't know who's on this call, but if that's something you guys strongly desire, to make money from wherever you're at, from whatever remote location, and all you need is a laptop, some internet, and a beach chair, and a Corona, whatever you got, then you need to listen, because this is the kind of lifestyle you can have. Okay, and one of the concepts that will help you get there is team building and leverage. Okay, so when I'm building my business, I'm looking for leaders. Okay, and you got to understand, not everyone is cut out for this business or any business that involves something different than your 9 to 5. Not so much the company, but the morals behind building a business. Not everybody's cut out for that. Not everybody's cut out to be a leader. But you want to make sure that you can be that person who can be a leader, who can build a team, because that's going to create leverage for you in your life and allow you to get some more of your time back and allow you to enjoy some of the finer things and still be able to produce a very nice income. So one of the things that I decided to do is implement a nice team building strategy after Vegas. And let me tell you how I did that. So one of the things I did was I created a Facebook group. All right, so any of you guys on Facebook, if you don't notice, just about every leader in this organization has a Facebook group, and it's for a reason, because they work. So if you're on Facebook, I recommend right now, hold on, you got a little parch there. I recommend right now that you guys create a Facebook group. I don't care how big your organization is. I don't care if you have 2 people on your team. I don't care if you have 100 people on your team. It doesn't matter. You start and you build yourself a Facebook group. Now, this is what I do. I have 2 Facebook groups. I'm going to tell you exactly my strategy, how it works, and how I'm implementing today. So I really hope you guys are taking notes and taking it serious. I have 2 Facebook groups. I have one that I use for all the new members, right? If you literally created an account 5 minutes ago, you're in that group, okay? You're coming into that group. And then I have a second group, which is for what I call the Rise and Above. So for the Rise and Above group, those are people who actually took the first step in their business to take it serious, and they have something that they actually want to start building and creating the foundation, so to say, okay? So you have the trial members, and you have the Rise and Above members, okay? So the purpose of the first group, I want you guys to write this down, is to motivate people to get from that group to the next one. That's all it is, okay? So in the first group, all right, we do weekly calls. I do them every Sunday at 9 o'clock, and I don't miss a Sunday. And every Sunday, our job is to introduce ourselves as a team, because we all hop on the call, and we introduce ourselves to the new members. And remember, you may have just signed up an hour ago or 30 minutes ago. If you're in that Facebook group, you have the opportunity to jump on the call, and actually it's a video conference. We could see you, you could see us. So imagine yourself as a new member coming into this team. You have no idea what's going on, but all you know is that you have some leader or somebody in the organization reach out to you and said, hey, you're part of, for us, we call ourselves Team Freedom Fighters. So you're part of Team Freedom Fighters, and we welcome you to this call. So being that it's happening in an hour, why don't you hop on right now? And you could be fresh in the business, and the first thing you're doing is hopping on this call with your other team members, okay? And you get to see leaders, and you get to see 6-figure earners and 7-figure earners just within an hour of you joining. Imagine the power of that, okay? Now, in these team calls, we get to edify all the new people. You know why? Because you're not just a trial member. You're not just an email that's subscribed to my list. You're a real person. You're a real person, obviously, that's looking for opportunity. You put your credit card in at some point because you want change. So we treat you equal. Everybody there is equal. We have no hierarchy. We don't judge based on income levels. We don't judge based on how long you've been in the company. If you joined 5 minutes ago, you have every equal right, just like we do, to be a part of the call, to voice up, to raise your hand and speak up, introduce yourself, to say whatever you want. If you got something you want to share with us, you're more than welcome to. That's how we treat our team members, all right, because we want everybody to succeed. So just to recap real quick, I created 2 Facebook groups. The first one is for trial members that people had just literally signed up, and the second one is for Rise and Above. On the first group, we do a weekly call 9 o'clock every Sunday. Okay, so whoever you are, or whoever your leader is, or whoever your sponsor is, reach out to them. Find out if they have a Facebook group. If not, create your own. You know why? Because that's going to put you ahead of the people who don't. Now, what I'm looking for is for more people to do what I do. I need 5 members, 4 or 5 members at the least, to go create Facebook groups and start building their organization and start becoming that leader. And if you want to know the fastest way to become a leader, okay, guys, write this down. The fastest way to become a leader is to follow one. Okay, follow one. And the easiest way to figure out what they do is to study every move they make and copy it. It's that simple, folks. Okay, so I'm telling you right now what I do. I'm telling you my secret strategy. So if you're someone who wants to be someone in this company, just copy what I tell you. If you want to know more, then you follow me and you see exactly what I'm doing and say, if that's what he's doing, that's what I should be doing. Does that make sense, folks? So, follow the leader until you become one. Okay, study their every move. What are they emailing? What are they telling their teams? How are they conducting calls? How many meetings are they having? What are they talking about? What are they training? Follow their footsteps, because obviously whatever they're doing in the company works. And if you want to succeed fast, then just copy their every move. All right, so that's my secret strategy for Facebook groups. Now, like I said, now here's the cool part. Any member that brings in members can invite them over to the group. And I want you to write this down, okay? When you first start a business, you are considered, you have a sponsor. Once you become an affiliate, you're considered a sponsor. Now, there's a very thin line and gray area between sponsor and a leader, okay? If you're a sponsor, it doesn't necessarily determine you to be a leader. You may be someone who is looking to learn how to run this business, just like anybody else. You may be brand spanking new. Is it fair that for people you bring in to have to look for you for all the answers? No, because you just tried the business yourself. So if this is you, I don't want you to feel that is your obligation as a sponsor to try to walk everybody, hold their hand, and show them what to do if you're still trying to figure it out yourself. So I want you to write this down. This is very important. When you begin your business, you need to work on being a professional inviter, okay? You don't have to be a professional at email copywriting, at creating sales funnels, at running traffic. Not yet. And it's only fair to say that it will take some time to learn that stuff. But in the beginning, if you can work on being a professional inviter, your business will explode. You know why? Because your job is to make sure that you get your team into the Facebook group, onto the team calls, so they can learn from the leaders, from the 7-figure earners who have already been in your shoes and figure out how to succeed. They need to listen to them, they need to figure out what they're doing, and they need to just fix their mindset, get with the program. So if the better inviter you can be and to lead your team into where they need to be, the faster your team is going to explode. I hope that makes sense, okay, guys? Because that's what I tell my team members. I said, listen, you're brand new, and it's okay. Everybody starts that way. I was in your shoes, too. I was on the other side of the screen. I was brand new listening into leaders' calls to figure out what they're doing. I was just like you, and it's perfectly fine. We welcome all of you. But what I need you to do is focus on bringing your members over to us so that we can help you build your business. And that, my friend, that is true leverage right there. So if you're brand new, you get on the call, you bring some people into your organization, and they get on the call with you. Not only now they see you as a leader because they see you there on the call just like they are, but they're learning from other leaders. And let me tell you something, we all learn from each other. Okay, there could be a golden nugget a new member had just dropped or something like that, or other leaders may speak upon, and we're all learning from each other. And we're just having a great time. And what we do in that group is just edify people and motivate them to take action, okay, and get them butts into the next group as soon as possible so we can start helping them make money. That, my friend, is building a team, okay? The next thing you need to do is make sure you get to the events. And obviously what you want to do is get your team to events, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Just like I got to the event, right? I have a sponsor just like you do. I have someone that brought me into the business just like you do, right? So he made sure I was at the event. Now, of course, like I said, I'm a pretty seasoned marketer. I understand the business, but I still want to go to the event. You know why? Because I want to bring my team to the event. So now I picture myself in my sponsor's shoes. He got me to the event. I got a good handful of people, of my team members to the event as well. Now they are working their business, okay? And now I'm working my business. Now can you imagine what that does for my sponsor, how that helps him and his business, how he just created that leverage because he brought me to the event, and because of me I brought more people to the event, and because of that we all are exploding our businesses. And what that does is create a huge amount of leverage for my sponsor, all right? And you know what? He deserves it because the man works hard. But once you put in your hard work, it's time to start living a little bit. And now, check this out, guys. Now, since we're on the same team and we got our own teams going on, we get to leverage each other's team calls. You know what? Maybe today I don't feel like jumping on a call. Maybe I don't feel like hosting a call. That's fine. Our team, our sister or our brother team, whatever you want to call it, they're hosting a call tonight, and we're more than welcome to jump on. Just like their team is invited to our call because we are the same team. So now we get to leverage each other's time where I don't have to do every single call, and he doesn't have to do every single call. I can take it one night, he could take it one night, or other leader could step up and take it one night. Are you guys starting to see the bigger picture here? This is what happens when you start using team building. This is some of the concepts that data runners are missing in their business, is creating that leverage so they don't have to work so hard. So none of us have to work so hard. We create the team, we create the leverage, and our business and our incomes will explode. And you know what? The more leaders you create, the more income you start to create for yourself, but you're also helping other people, all right, change their lives. And you know what? Not only is that going to help them, their families, but they're going to remember you forever. Wherever you go, the leaders that you built are going to follow you, they're going to love you, and you guys are going to continue to rock out businesses, companies, and whatever it is you do in life. As a matter of fact, I just bumped into one of my leaders, and we're starting to do things again. How amazing is that? From something that we worked a few years ago, but we remembered each other because we are leaders in the industry, and now here we are once again in the same company. How beautiful is that? Now we can figure out how to take this to another level. Does that make sense, guys? So that's why I want you to understand the concept of team building and how important it is, because that will separate you from someone who's just building, their business, or someone who's building a legacy and actually wants to live their life. All right, guys, so those are my strategies. That's what I have to say. Make sure if you're building a team, okay, you need to do calls. If you're not doing calls, you need to hop on calls. You need to do one or the other. If you're not hosting your own team calls, then make sure you're attending them and you're inviting all your team to do the same. Okay, if you're not hosting events, make sure you're attending events and you're getting your team to get there. I don't care if your team is one person. That's still a team. Because that one person, just like me, just like my sponsor brought me in, that one person can change your life. You never know. All right, so just make sure that you're on either side of the fence. You're either attending calls or hosting them yourselves or both. Okay, because I attend calls just like I host them, and the same thing goes for events. If you want to become a leader, all right, that's another tip right there. Just make sure you follow all the leaders and watch their every move. What are they talking about? What are they doing? Are they hosting calls? What are they saying on these calls? How are they treating their team? What are they doing for the team? Study their move, okay, and try to become one as soon as possible, because that will make your business explode and get to another level that you probably didn't even know was there. You haven't realized it yet. All right, guys, so I don't know. I think I'm pretty much tapped out. John, if you're still there?
I'm sure here, brother. Thank you, man. That's very insightful, Alfredo. And, when I got started in top-tier direct sales, I remember I got sponsored by a guy who was making about $50,000 a month. And he also was a guy who was running the company, and real busy guy. And I remember asking him once, why he didn't seem to be so active with his marketing. And after he signed me up, he kind of got into other stuff that he had to do to run his company. And he said something I'll never forget. What you just said reminded me of it. He said, John, I was just looking for somebody who could do this better than me. And now that I signed you up, I don't need to do it. I said, oh, my goodness. Okay, well, that's a nice acknowledgement, and I'm not suggesting that anybody here necessarily apply that strategy. However, that sort of edification of the new member, right? Like what you were just saying, Alfredo, think about this. We got people here that might be one day in the business, and they they don't, at this point, may not picture themselves as being the next top earner, or perhaps, Alfredo, that they could do the job that you're doing even better than you. You see, a lot of times we tend to put people on pedestals. And I think that right there, when it comes to team building, one of the things that I learned was to lead alongside other leaders. That you're not looking for subordinates, right? If you were, you'd be hiring people as employees, right? So you're not here to enroll subordinates. You're here to enroll other leaders, and you're going to lead alongside them. So these are your peers, right? These people that, who may have just gotten started in your business an hour ago. They may not know it right now, but yes, they're your peers. They're other leaders who are going to lead alongside of you. It's a very different approach than, the mindset of the employee. Well, hey, I'm an employee. I'm a subordinate of the system and the corporate agenda, and so I'm not in control, right? Well, here you are in control. What Alfredo's telling everybody is to take ownership of that experience. You may not have all the skills that Alfredo has in terms of like the data. He was talking about taking a data approach. Right, you may not have all the data skills, but I think, Alfredo, you probably agree that, well, those how-to skills, those are things you can learn, and certainly we will learn. We're in the right place. We're in digital altitude. We're going to learn all that stuff. But it's people buying from people. So that's the real clincher right there. And the more we can empower the individual to lead alongside people like yourself and other, top earners, and to recognize that they themselves are the next top earner, that's a very powerful personal development approach that I think a lot of times gets lost in the online marketing field. As you were talking, I was thinking it sounds almost like some of the old network marketing trainers of old, right? Which, by the way, aren't that old because it's still going, right? That conversation's still going. So it's got some staying power. Right, so what does that mean to us? It's got staying power because it works, right? People are still people. So you brought us some very important stuff here tonight, Alfredo. Thank you, man. That was, you brought me back. No, you brought me back to the old days.
It was my pleasure, and that's good because I think some of us forgot some of the principles that still apply in this business. All right, and I like what you said. You got to think of it as a passing the torch, analogy. We are running, okay, but we can't do this race alone. We have to know how to pass that torch at the right time and have someone take over, because that person is going to help you win the race. It's not you. All right? The more torches you can pass down that line, the better chances are you're going to win this race. And I'm not looking to build the hugest organization in my business. I'm looking to build the most powerful one, whether that takes 100 people or whether it takes 2. I'm looking for the next Alfredos, like you said, to either do my job or the hell, do it better than me. Because the better you do, the better I do, and I can live my life. And that's a great feeling. Imagine yourself coming into this company, brand new, becoming a leader, right? And not only that, now you get to empower others to do the same. Not only are they making more money for their families, but they're becoming better people in general. And now you get to see them on stage, collecting checks with their teams and their organization and their success stories. And just to know that you can sit back, I don't care if you sit way back in the room, but just to know if you can sit there and say, man, I'm so glad that this guy joined my business, that I was able to help him get to where he's at. You know what kind of a beautiful feeling that is, a fulfillment, to know that you helped create success stories. So that's what I want you to keep in mind. We're not here to build wide. We're here to build deep. And by building deep is we want to find people that are just like us or even better, so we can take this thing to another level. So yeah, team building, like I said, I didn't look at it as much as before the event, okay, because I was looking at a data side, which is cool. I mean, that's how some people do it, and it's fine. But when I saw the power of building a team and knowing that I don't have to go out there and do all that, but I can empower people to do my job or better, what a wonderful feeling. I mean, it just feels great. We're taking this thing to another level. I'm not the only one on the leaderboard from my team. I have another gentleman who's on the leaderboard with me, and we're actually competing and going back and forth. How great is that? What if he does a better job than me? I won't be upset at all. Go for it. Because
please, be my guest.
Yeah, please. Exactly. You guys don't understand that, but you want your people to surpass you, and that's perfectly fine. because that's not going to hurt you at all. That's going to help you live the life that you deserve while someone else is living the life they deserve. And that's a wonderful feeling. So, yeah, I couldn't stress that anymore, guys.
Very, very nice, Alfredo. You know, the authenticity rings loud and clear in everything you say. So, hey, everybody, of course, you're going to get to see Alfredo live at the Ascend conference in Hawaii coming up in early March. So definitely get there to that. I couldn't agree more as far as the events. They're just life-changing, and I know that sounds like just some platitude, but you know what? My first month that I ever, reached my goal of making at least $20,000 in a month, that was my goal when I first got started. My first month that I actually did that was when I went to an event like what we're having here at Ascend that's coming up. Changed my life, man. Like really, not just my life, changed my bank account. Got me out of the job, got me into that new Lexus that I always wanted. I wasn't quite thinking Italian cars at that point. The Lexus was like the greatest thing in my mind. But the point is that, we can't remain as we were yesterday and then get to our goals today, right? So we've got to become something more if we want to have something more. And these events are the greatest accelerator for helping you deliberately evolve into that leader that you need to be to live the lifestyle that you want, which is why you signed up here in the first place. So, Alfredo, here's what we're going to do. We got a few minutes. I'm going to open up the lines for Q&A. Now, because you're not on a host line, this may not work. So, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this a little unorthodox. Hold on a second. Okay, so what I did was, let me unmute Alfredo. Oh, I lost Alfredo. Alfredo, go ahead and hit *6 because you got muted along with everybody else. And we're going to go ahead and take a couple of callers. If you'd like to participate, ask Alfredo a question, let's please keep it on the topic. No support ticket issues or anything. We can't help you with that here tonight. So keep it on topic. And if you'd like to address Alfredo directly, you can hit *6 on your phone to unmute your line. And who would like to be first?
Hey, good night. How you guys doing?
Very good.
How you doing, buddy?
All right, my name is Romaro, and I'm from Jamaica, but I'm living in Florida now. And I'm new to the whole internet marketing thing, and it's pretty cool what I've been hearing so far. And I've been taking notes right here, and I didn't really get what you said about the whole try the motivation thing, get the people to the first group and then and then you move them to the rise and above. So I just want to get that clear because I didn't really understand the whole thing right there.
Oh, that's great. That's a good question. So let me just try to make this clear. What I did was I created 2 Facebook groups. Okay. So I got 2, not 1. So the first one, everybody joins. So let's say we have 100 people, right? 100 people will join. If they just signed up today, they are joining. This is for every single member who ever came into the company, right? So the second group is for the people who start to upgrade in their business. So once they start upgrading in their business and start reaching other levels, I invite them to the other group. And the reason I invite them to the other group because I don't have to do the same things I did in the first group for them. They got it. They understood. They're ready for the next level. So the training and the kind of services I offer in the second group are geared more towards people who are ready to make money and are ready to build their business. Does that make sense? So we might do more trainings which involve more technical stuff, as in how to get traffic, how to build out your funnels, how to do certain things to help grow your business, strategies and things like that. Whereas the first group, these are people just joining. They're not ready for that. So we want to motivate them, inspire them, and give them all the pushes they need to make sure they get their business going the right way and get themselves over to the next group where they can start making money. It's kind of like graduating. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So pretty much I'm the teacher pretty much. So I'm going to learn and then I'm going to go out there and then teach them and then bring them in so they can advance as I advance, right?
Absolutely. That's the thing. You want to learn, do, teach. 3 things. You want to learn, do it, and then teach it.
All right.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense now.
Keep in mind, if you're new to this online thing, like you said, you don't have to know everything. Your job is to get your team over to the people who do know everything so that you can leverage their knowledge and have them help you build your business. You understand? So say,
Yeah, I get it real clearly now.
okay, good, perfect. So
All
that's
right.
all you need to do, man. Until you start learning how to figure things out yourself, then just make sure you get people to calls just like this one, to training calls like we do on Wednesday night, so they can learn and they can grow with you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Hello.
Oh, man. Yes,
Can you hear me?
I hear you fine. How you doing?
Great. My name is Ann. I have a question. I've been in the business, or I signed up on November the 20th. I understand that there are steps that we have to go through and we need a coach to help us.
Yes.
What happens if your coach has not ever contacted you, but you've tried to contact him every way that you know how to?
I think that's more of a support issue. Maybe, John, you might want to help him there.
Yeah, exactly. So all you do is you go to your Digital Aptitude member site, click on Help, and put in a support ticket, and they will assign you a new coach or see what happened, why maybe some technical thing isn't working. You should be able to be in communication with your coach immediately, like within hours of getting started. So click the support help menu, and they will help you. And that's it.
Okay.
We can't address that on the call. There's nothing I could do for you on this call, but the support staff certainly can help you. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure. Welcome to DA.
I just want to point something out. I'm sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second. See how what we just did right there? That's good leadership, right? Like John said, we're not here to wear all hats. I'm not support. I'm not Michael. I'm not the director. I'm not the CEO. I'm not accounting. I'm Alfredo, and I'm building my organization. So if I'm not support, my job is to make sure I get my team members or people like that, like Ann, over to support so they can help her handle her issues. John is not support, so he told her where to go. I went to John. John told her where to go, and that's great leadership.
Hello, my name is Shanice. I'm a newcomer. You said about starting the business. You know, you have to have a sponsor. Now, I don't know if this is a silly question. Would your coach be your sponsor along the way, or you have to find, an outside source?
No,
Or,
actually, if you're in the company, you are already sponsored by someone. You
Oh,
have
okay.
some advertisement or something, wherever online that got you into this company, so you already have your sponsor. Your coach is your coach, and your sponsor is already there. Now, if you need help, you can go into your back office under My Team, and if there's a tab that says Sponsor, and you can find out who your sponsor is. It might even be me for all we know, but if you want to know, that's how you find out. You log in, and right where it says, you click right where it says My Team, it says my rank, my earnings, my team. Right next to that, it says my sponsor, which is under my business tab, and right there, you just take a look, and all the information should pop up, their Facebook, their Skype, even their phone number, and just reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I happen to be in your organization, and I just want to introduce myself.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Okay.
Great. So
Question
can you
here from.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So. Yeah, this is Juma Jongu here in Alberta, Canada. I have a question about this issue of sponsorship. Yeah, for example, if a person like me happen to share a link with a direct friend somewhere else, and then this friend, without knowing, and then slip from the link, and then Google, and then got into through different sponsors. How can we solve this issue? Can this person still be redirected back to the actual person who referred this person to the company, or just let them go and then build through different sponsors?
I can tell you right now, that's definitely an issue for support. I'm pretty sure if you let them know and explain what's going on, there's a good chance they can help you. As long as everything makes sense, I'm pretty sure they can give you a hand.
Oh, okay.
Remember, guys, technical issues, stuff with links, things like that. Like I said, that's a support issue. If you want to know how to build a team, which is more of a personal development skill, that's what we're here to teach tonight. But you guys are welcome to ask anyway.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Juma. Let's go to Rachel.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes, I'm hoping if it's okay, I can ask a little bit more personal questions. Is that okay?
It depends. Let's see where we're going with this. But go ahead. It's all yours.
When you first started out, did you start off at Rise, or did you start off signing on the Aspire base, or I believe?
That's a great question. No, that's fine, and that's okay. That's a great question. Here's my output on that, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. I learned my lesson from a previous company by not getting myself to the top as soon as possible. Because what happens is you're going to end up running across someone who is serious and who's willing to go to the top. And the last thing you want to do is have them pass you. So to answer your question, I did start from the bottom, but what I did was make sure I get through every step as soon as possible, as soon as I physically can, because that will allow you to run your business very smoothly and know that you're at the top primal position that you possibly could be in. There's nothing you have to worry about because no one can surpass you because you put yourself at the top. So you can grow your team as big as you can, as great as you can, as powerful as you can, because you already put yourself in the top position. So I hope that answers your question. Like I said, everybody comes in at the same step. We all start out as trial members. We all start out at the lower levels. But what your job is really to get yourself positioned as high as possible, as soon as possible.
I have a couple more, if that's okay.
Sure.
Also, how long did it take for you to start seeing results, like period? Like, I mean, the first month, second month, third month, I guess, just starting off.
That's fine. Well, I noticed some really good results probably after my first 30 days. And the reason is because I already have some experience from prior companies, and what I did was I just applied the same skills to this company, which is great because as you learn that right now, you're new. So as you're learning everything, you'll be able to take that intellectual knowledge with you, that property with you anywhere you go, right? So it took me I would say about 30 days to start seeing some real income, and I'm fine with that because what I was doing was building up my launch plan. I was building up my strategies, what I was going to do to take this company to the level that I want to take it to. So I took my time to position myself, right, to learn everything, to figure out how much money I want to make, and then to start to take action. So it took me about 30 days or so, but I was patient with that because now I built myself. I'm at the highest level, and now I'm able to produce my sales machine that's going to produce the income for me because I took the time to build it and get to the top as soon as possible. Does that make sense?
Yes, and like I said, I got a couple. Another was, hold on, I had it written down.
The first two are free. The last one you have to pay me for. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, I might charge you double, so I guess I'm going to still get paid.
That's fine.
I was curious also, was there I know there's free and then there's paid, and which one do you prefer, or do you do both, or do you, did you kind of went from one and kind of switched over to another for advertising? I'm just trying to keep in mind because I'm in a tight bund and stitch, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Don't get me wrong. I just want to know what my options are based off what you've experienced. Learn from the masters, they say, right? Were you able to hear me? Were you able to?
We may have lost Alfredo.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Alfredo, are you there? Let's see. Where's my buddy Alfredo? Oh, he got muted. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Just a second, Rachel. Having technical problems here tonight because he is not on the host line. Alfredo, hit *6 if you can hear this. I'm attempting to unmute you, but it is not working.
You can hear me. I'm on his Skype
Okay,
group.
I don't know. You guys hear me?
Yep, there you are.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything. I was just here. Hey, you know what? It happens. Technology, there's nothing you can do about it. So to answer your question, and like I said, I had great news for you, really great news, but then when that happened, I just forgot it. So I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No,
Okay, I can repeat.
no, it's fine. I got it. Because when I was muted, I was like going all off. I was like, man, I gotta tell you some great stuff, and then I just lost the momentum. No, but the good thing is that I use both methods. Okay, you know why? Because they still work. They both work. because I have a allocated budget I can use for traffic, then I will use what I can, right, for paid traffic. But let me tell you something. The free traffic still works, and it works great. Okay, as long as you can inspire and motivate people on your social media, wherever you have Facebook, Twitter, any kind of social media, Instagram, as long as you can reach out to people, inspire them, and motivate them, that's traffic, and you'll get people to still join your business. As a matter of fact, I've been teaching my group, my team, for the last almost 2 weeks how to use videos without using paid traffic to build their business, and we are having some amazing results. So if you're on a tight budget, it's okay. I actually don't recommend that you go and just blow all your money on traffic, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose it. Okay? I want you to understand, paid traffic doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to win. You have to know what you're doing, you have to be able to test, and you have to understand metrics. And not everybody that comes into the business knows that. So I'm here to tell you that it's okay if you don't go and spend a boatload of money. You have to start somewhere. If you have to start with free traffic, it's perfectly fine. If you're going to go the free route, then I suggest that you use social media and just give away as much content, provide as much content as you possibly can. And that will help you generate as much traffic as you can using a free method. Does that make sense? You want to be blogging. You want to be doing videos. You want to be posting on social media. You want to land your little piece of real estate every possible way you can if you're going to use free methods. And you know what? Don't worry about it, because it works. So I just want to tell you that.
Yes. If it's okay, I mean, can I give you an example and can I get an opinion from you? I know I'm totally hogging it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's the last question, part B. Go ahead. You got it.
All right. Yes, I hadn't been on social media. I went through a series of unfortunate events. Needless to say, I need to start get back on. I have a list of about 1,000 friends supposedly, but I heard the Facebook algorithms, I'm sorry, that's like total tongue twister, is 10% that only will see it. But I've heard this live video thing has come out. Is that something you would suggest, or does that even help? Or
Oh, all right, great thing. So one thing is, two things. There's two parts to this. Number one, I would focus on creating a fan page. All right, now I talked about this at the event, and since that passed already, I'm going to tell you now that I would focus on building a Facebook business fan page. The reason is because as long as you're willing to spend a few bucks a day, I literally mean a few bucks a day, like maybe $5 a day, you can reach a big audience, a bigger audience than on your personal. And yeah, you are right. Facebook's algorithm only allows a small percentage to see your stuff on personal. And I can tell you something, Facebook is intelligent. They know what words you're writing. So if you're writing something salesy on your post, something with numbers, something that it says like advertisement, nobody's hardly going to see it. But if you post something like Merry Christmas, the whole world sees it. Facebook knows even the words that you're typing on your post, and because of that, certain people will see it. So if it's a promotional post, nobody will see it. Well, some people, but not as much as you would want. Like I posted Happy Thanksgiving, and like everybody saw it, you know. So because of that, I would recommend that you do a business fan page, okay? Because that will allow you to reach any kind of audience you want at any time. And as the second part, the Facebook Live, yes, Facebook Live is the best. It's the best, the highest engaging content you can provide to Facebook. All right, you have levels. You have posts, you have images, you have videos, and then you have Facebook Live, which is at the top. Not only that, but you can get subscribers on your Facebook Live through your personal account. So people can actually subscribe to you, so the next time you do a live feed, they get notified. That doesn't happen anywhere else. So I would really want you to utilize Facebook Live if you don't mind getting on camera. And like I do, I just simply take my phone, I take a walk outside, and I do a live. And that's it, and it works. I get tons of shares, tons of views, tons of people asking me for more information. So here's what I want you to take away with this question. You're talking about free traffic. I would go build a business fan page. Okay, on your phone, you can download the app. It's called Page Manager. Now, it took me a while to realize that. I didn't know that from that app, I can actually go on Facebook Live from my page and broadcast as my business page. Now, when you start broadcasting on your business page, now you get the best of both. You get to do a Facebook Live, and now you can spend as much money as you possibly can on that Facebook Live to get as many people as you want to see it. I have one video right now that's got 1.2 million views. I got another video that's already hit 100,000 views. Okay, so I would definitely use Facebook Live and get used to using it on your fan page. But you're going to need the app. It's called Page Manager. You can download it on your phone. It's free.
Okay, awesome. I would hold up the whole place for hours and guarantee I probably need to stop. But thank you.
No problem.
All right. Hey, Alfredo, I am in my car now, heading to dinner. I want to thank you for all that you gave to everyone here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can get these lines muted. Oh, actually, if I mute the lines, I mute you too. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, brother, thank you. All you provide here in the digital altitude community, man. You are awesome. Everybody, let's hear it for Alfredo. Yeah. Right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
See everybody soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Good night, guys.